What's going on, guys? So today I've got a John Deere Ztrak Z500R, and I'm going to go through how to level the deck on these things. So we bought this, well, my grandparents got it at the end of last season, and we've been using it a lot this year, so I want to go ahead and just check the deck, make sure it's level. We also put a mulching kit on it when we first got it, so the blades are a little bit different than the stock blades that come on this thing. So anytime you change your blades or anytime you use your mower, probably at least twice a year you want to check the level on the deck. So I'm going to show you guys how to do that today. But one thing you're going to have to buy, I got this thing off Amazon, it's a deck blade measuring tool. So that way you can slide this thing under the deck and it's going to measure where the blade height is, and you're going to be able to get to the blades a lot easier this way, so you don't have to pull out a tape measure and try to reach up underneath it and read it. But we're going to use this, and then the other two things you're going to need is just a 15mm and an 18mm wrench, and that's all you need to adjust the deck. So with that, I'm going to get into the video and show you guys how to straighten that thing out. Alright, so the first thing you want to do when you get your mower on a nice flat surface, make sure all of the tires are the right air pressure, because if you have one side that's lower than the other, obviously that's going to tilt the mower sideways a little bit. So I've already went around and checked the air pressure. The back on this mower is supposed to be 20, the front is 30. They're all good. So the next thing is put your deck on the setting that you usually mow with. So with this, my grandpa mows right around the 3-inch mark. I typically mow it as high as it'll go. But we're going to see if these numbers actually match the inches on the ground. And that's actually what we're going to try to adjust for today. So whenever you have this thing set on the 3, I want it to be 3 inches off the ground so it cuts the blade at whatever setting you put it on. So once you have that set, got the tires aired up, you can begin the process of leveling the deck. Before you start, you want to get under the deck. Make sure your blade is facing perpendicular to the mower, so it's facing out towards you to get the height of cut and level it side to side. That's going to be the first measurement that we take. So I'm going to take the blade, and rotate it straight out towards me. And then the easiest way to do this is push it completely flat, slide it under the mower, and then push the back side of it until it touches the blade. So you can get under here, make sure it's contacting the very outer edge of the blade where the actual cutting edge is. So right here, that's touching it. I'm going to lift it out, and I'm going to show this to you. So right here on the right side, we're a little over 3 inches. I think it's right at 3 1/4. So well, it's actually, sorry, going the wrong way. So it's actually 2.75. So it's a little bit low on this side. So we'll go on the other side and check it out. All right, so check this out. On the left side, we're actually at 3 1/4. So we're a whole 1/2 inch off left to right. So what we need to do now is take this side, raise it or lower it down a little bit to 3 inches. And then on the right side of the mower, we actually need to raise it up a little bit to get it level. So the adjustment you're going to want to make is this back one right here behind the spindle for the belt. But basically what we're going to do is tighten this clockwise so that it lifts the back of the blade up off of the ground to try to get it closer to that 3-inch mark. So this side was the 2 7/4. The other side was 3 1/4. So now we're just going to try to balance them out, get it right on 3 inches. So I'm going to tighten it up. All right. And I don't know exactly how much to turn that nut yet. So what I'm going to do is take our measuring device, and I'm going to see if I can actually get you a shot of exactly what we're measuring. Right here is the bottom of the blade. And you're going to take this and get it to touch that blade right there. So then when you pull it out, you tilt the whole piece forward and slide it right out. And now we can see our measurement here. So it's almost there. It's a little over 2 3/4. So I'm going to turn it just a couple more times and measure it again. All right, so there we go. That's pretty close to 3 inches. So what I'm going to do now is go to the left side of the mower on this side, lower it down a little bit to 3 inches, and then see if we're right on the money. So this side, we actually have to turn it counterclockwise in order to drop this down a little bit. So that's what I'm going to do now. All right, we'll look at that. So we're almost at 3 inches. Need to lower it just a little bit more. All right, and there we go. So we're pretty close to 3 inches. So once you get it level left to right, you're gonna wanna level the deck front to back. So from front to back, you have to make sure the blade is parallel with the mower. And then your back adjustment, you shouldn't have to touch anymore. That's your left and right, you should be good. But the adjustment you're gonna wanna use now is this front one. So the other thing I forgot to mention, the front of the deck needs to be 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch lower than the back part of the deck. So right now this front measurement is 2.5. We'll see what the back is. And the back is, well, the back is actually 3.5. So we're a whole inch lower on the front than we are on the back now that we raised this side up. So now what I'm going to do is have to adjust the front of it and lower, or actually, I'm sorry, we're going to have to raise the front of the deck to get it as close as we can to the back. All right, so we need to raise the front of this side a whole 3/4 of an inch. So what we're going to do is take this, break this one loose, like that, and screw it out of the way. So now we can take this top nut, and when we tighten it, it's actually going to raise the deck. Alright, so the front is still at 2.5, and the back is now at 3 3/8. So I still need to tighten this up until it matches. Alright, so we're still at 3.5 in the back. The front is slowly coming up. We're almost at 3 inches on the front now. Alright, since I'm making so many adjustments on this side, I'm actually going to go to the other side and check it as well. Because if that side is also low, me pulling it up might change this side a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and go on that side. Alright, so on this side, we're not even at 2.5. We're at 2 3/8 on the front. And the back is 3.5. So just like the other side, the front's way too low. So I'm going to do the same thing to it, try to raise it up. So we're at 2 5/8. And a little less than 3.5. So we got a long way to go on this. All right, so we're now at 2 3/4. It's still 3.5. So we're getting there, but I'm actually running out of adjustment up here. So with those mulching blades, the mulching blades actually swoop down, and they're about 1/2 inch lower than the stock blades. So I might actually run out of adjustment trying to pull this thing up all the way. If that's the case, I'm going to actually have to let the back down a little bit, and those numbers on the side are going to be probably 1/4 inch off of what they actually are, which is pretty close. But with the stock blades, you should be able to get those numbers to match exactly what you want. All right, so I just got done with all the adjustments. It is very, very tedious. I know the video that John Deere put out shows that you just adjust it a couple of times and you're ready to go, but that's definitely not the case. I went back and forth probably, I don't know, 10, 12 times before I got it exactly level, exactly where I wanted it. But what I will say about it is if you do check it every maybe twice a year or so, you definitely won't have to make as many adjustments to it, and that's going to keep it level a lot easier. It's not going to take you as many tries to get it right. But whenever you switch, go from like the regular blades that come with it to the mulching kit, or switch any kind of blades where you're actually changing the height of the blade itself, it definitely takes a lot of time to get it straight, but I think it's definitely going to be worth it. And once I get out there to mow, I'll be able to see if it made a big improvement, hopefully, over what it was doing before. So now the deck is perfectly level side to side. I'm a 1/4 inch lower in the front, exactly the way it's supposed to be. All the air pressure is good. So this thing should deliver a perfect cut. And what I'll do is I'll film a little bit and give you guys a visual of how good this thing actually cuts. So here we go. So if you made it to this point in the video, I thank you so much for checking the video out and taking the time to watch it, and I hope that it helped you out. If it did help you get that deck level on your John Deere Ztrak, please hit the like button or the subscribe button, because we've got a lot of different content that comes out, a lot of cars, four-wheelers, lawnmowers, anything you can really think of that you can get a wrench on. I will probably be working on it at some point, so for sure check all that stuff out. But I'll leave you guys with this clip going through. This is just my front yard, and I mowed it right here at the 3 3/4 setting, so 3.75 on the numbers on the deck. So my yard is a turf type tall fescue, and I've actually been working on it. This will be the 5th summer that I've worked on it. So at this point it's super tall and super thick, and this mower definitely cuts through the grass with ease. It doesn't leave any stragglers behind, and it leaves that nice flat carpet look to the lawn that makes it look so good. So the next thing I'm definitely going to try to do with this mower is get a striping kit on it. I might do a how-to video on that once I figure out the best way to do it. But if you guys have any other questions about the mower, if you have any trouble getting the deck level on your own mower, be sure to leave a comment. I read every single comment that comes through, and I try to answer them to the best of my knowledge to help any of you guys out. So with that, I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you guys in the next video.